Oasis.AI democratizes AI by leveraging unused compute power via an innovative browser extension and desktop runtime for the Oasis inference platform. Users contribute spare computing resources by installing the browser extension, supporting a curated selection of AI models, and engaging directly in the AI ecosystem. Their decentralized network offers on-demand low-cost compute power through a user-friendly web interface, providing enterprise-grade inference APIs. Purpose-built for AI inference, Oasis bridges the gap between decentralized compute and AI, ensuring a seamless experience for users and developers. Supported by top-tier minds and investors, Oasis.AI advances the landscape of AI inference one computation at a time. At least that's how ChatGPT broke it out for me. I'm sure the most concerning question is, why am I using this voice? Well, cause I'm not a robot. Beep boop beep beep. Jokes aside, we have to act fast and add as many platforms to Oasis to gather the most rewards possible. The project is now in the distribute phase that'll last for a few more weeks, or so I've been told. Next phase being the inference one that'll require devices that can actually compute for AI, so a lot of devices will not be eligible anymore, in my understanding. If you're interested in joining Oasis.AI project, I'll leave a link with my referral and a lot more useful info in the description of this video. Don't forget to check it out. Despite having some mining rigs, regular CPU mining or multi-GPU ones, I've added some Raspberry Pi 4 and RockPi based gateways to see if they earn Oasis credits, that I assume later on will be exchanged for OAI, the future native token for Oasis network, which I know nothing about. To be sure a specific gateway, a SenseCap M1 earns, I disabled the other already added machines and give it a bit of time. After roughly 1 hour 20 minutes it earned around 140 credits, earnings that didn't depend on the network percentile, comparing each user's system with others on the network. After asking around bothering people in the official Oasis Discord, I got some more insights, quoting, "Right now you earn credits from each device for its uptime. So you should stay online as much as possible with as many devices as possible. Your hardware or Oasis settings have no impact on earnings at the moment. Network percentile will be important once we are pushing inference to providers. Earnings will go from being number of devices multiplied by uptime to number of devices multiplied by uptime multiplied by network percentile multiplied by role rewards etc." End quote. Seeing this, I've started adding machines to my Oasis dashboard. I'll be showing how to add each specific one in a bit, starting with the simplest one. But first, cheers, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to make informative videos regarding different projects that might one day be worth it. Give me a like also if it's not too much trouble. Thank you. Oasis.AI is a Chrome extension, for now at least, so you'll need Chrome browser installed in order to proceed. Visit Chrome Web Store and search for the Oasis.AI extension and add it to Chrome. Click the referral code from this video's description and sign up with your email. You'll receive an email with a verification code. After completing the verification, click the blue button to go to the login screen and input your credentials. Once the Oasis dashboard is accessible, there are some steps to follow, some objectives, that will reward us with more credits. In order for the Windows PC used to register to Oasis to actually earn credits, we'll have to go back to statistics and click connect, and as long as the PC is turned on, online, and Chromium browser opened, it'll earn Oasis credits. For Android phones we'll need Kiwi browser installed, because it supports Chrome extensions. Install the Oasis Chrome extension hitting the browser's menu, Extensions tab. I already have an account. If you're watching this video from your phone, copy the referral link from the description and paste it into Kiwi browser, it'll take you to the Oasis sign up page. If you already have an account also, just navigate to Oasis.ai and hit dashboard, it'll take you to the sign in screen. Remember, you have to connect the device in Oasis dashboard, keep the phone with the screen unlocked, the Kiwi browser opened running in the foreground, in order to earn Oasis credits. It'll disconnect as soon as the phone locks, so disable locking mechanism from settings or install an app like Screen Alive, link down below. I still have 2 rigs running in HiveOS, which is based on Ubuntu 16.04 system. It should be no problem in adding Chrome browser to it. In workers settings, the graphical user interface should be set to enabled. That way, after reboot, we would have access to X server, which will allow us access to the mouse and an Ubuntu-like environment, being able to install and run apps like Chrome or Chromium. Unfortunately, I couldn't test this remotely. For that I would have to locally access the rig, which was not possible as I have them on another location. After installing Chrome, the procedure should be the same like in Windows: add Oasis extension, sign up or sign in, connect the rig in Oasis dashboard and let Chrome running. Let me know in the comments if you could do it. I'll update my experience there later in the following days. If you've been following my channel, you probably know that I'm running several gateways or hotspots in Crankk and Helium networks, all based on single board computers, SBCs, like Raspberry Pis, or different RockPi based hardware. In this example, I'll show how to add Oasis.AI extension to a Raspberry Pi 4 based gateway, a SenseCap M1 2GB of RAM, installing Chromium Docker container using the free-to-use Crankk software. In this case, Crankk Image. I'm using Tailscale to connect remotely to it using a terminal, or command prompt, or Windows PowerShell, secure shell connection. I have a video how to install Tailscale on Crankk gateways and several how to remotely SSH connect to them. I'll leave some in the description. We can see Crankk Image is based on Debian 11 Linux, but it's specifically built for Crankk gateways. This SenseCap is used as a consensus node, so I don't usually install other multi-mining projects on it. That's why it has so few containers running. The command line for this Chromium installation, it'll be in the description. Up and running. To connect to the Chromium browser inside the container, we'd need to be connected to the same network, or, if using Tailscale, the app to be running. Make sure to use HTTPS and the port 3001. Chromium will open the Oasis registration page, but if you have an account already, you can click there to log in instead. First, set Chromium to continue where you left off on startup. Second, sign up or sign into your account. Third, let Chromium save the login credentials, helpful if restarting the container. Fifth, clicking connect would take us to a screen asking to install the Oasis extension. Just click on it and follow the steps of installation. Sixth, navigate back using the button. It'll take you to the connecting page, give the gateway a name, click authorize, and lastly the provider dashboard button. It should appear as the last one in the list, all the way down. Once it shows connected, we can close the web page, leave Chromium running as is. The CPU won't update no matter how much we wait, but the purpose of this video is to show how to add as many devices to Oasis network as possible, not debugging the dashboard. When I talk about RockPi units, I'm referring to Rockchip-based gateways, like Nabur RockPi, Bobcat, Lynx.RK3566, Panther X2, Brown Mary IoT, etc., that use the free Crankk software that allows Docker container installations, in this case, CrankkOS. Panther X2 and Brown don't have an official release yet, but I've already made a video, sort of, about flashing CrankkOS into a Brown. We expect to see soon enough an update. I've installed Chromium with Oasis.AI extension on two Bobcat G295 until now, one being stable and the other one restarting often, being the first one ever that I've used for CrankkOS installation. I assume it needs a reflash. I'm mentioning it because you might encounter the same issue. For this video, I'll use my Lynx.RK3566 that I reflashed. It has only an additional container installed, testing other things. The difference, this time, on CrankkOS, is the command line, which will be in the description as well. The rest, like with Raspberry Pi gateways, is the same setup. A fair warning, Chromium might be very slow on these kind of machines. Oasis dashboard may have too many elements slowing it even more. It took me 40 minutes to fully set things up. It might take you a bit less as I'm also recording, but you should expect a time frame between 20 to 30 minutes. It requires patience to load, but once the setup is done, you won't need to tamper with Oasis dashboard inside the Chromium container. The video is edited for obvious reasons, most amount of info in the less time possible. Don't forget to set Chromium to continue where it left off on startup. Without the setting enabled, every time the gateway or the container reboot will need to reload the Oasis dashboard manually. When clicking connect, the dashboard will detect Oasis extension is not installed. Navigating a way to install it might make Chromium a bit more laggish. This is a patience game. If you see this screen, it means that the gateway or the container restarted. Wait 2 to 3 minutes and right-click, reload. Chromium should open the last web page it browsed. After naming your machine, you can close the tab or the browser that's used for browsing the Chromium container. Like in my example, don't close the Chromium browser inside the container. Let me demonstrate that restarting the Chromium container will make it appear active in the Oasis dashboard, first closing it to disconnect. Let's see what happens after starting the container again. "40 minutes the whole setup." I have a video about NodePay and Grass projects on Crankk gateways. They are both Chrome extensions like Oasis, but not the same as projects, each one being a slight different using the same AI narrative. For Grass on Crankk gateways, I suggest using the multi-mining tab and install it apart. In Windows there are more steps now to be done in order to earn more. As for NodePay, just add the extension to Chrome or Chromium. I'll leave the link of that video in the description as well. On Android phones, NodePay and Grass can be installed same as Oasis using Kiwi browser, with the same caveat, the app to run in the foreground and the screen never to lock. Beep boop beep beep.